भगवत्पादाचार्यो वि नमो नमः। नारायण परिपूर्ण गुणार्णवाय विश्वोदयस्थितितोलयनियतिप्रताय ज्ञानप्रताय विबुधासुरसौख्यदुःखसत्कारणाय विददाय नमो नमस्ते। यो विप्रलिम्ब विपरीतमतिप्रबोधान् वादान् निरस्य कृतवान् भुवि दत्त्ववादम् सर्वेश्वरो हरिरीति प्रतिपादकं तम् आनन्दतीर्थमुनिमरिहं नमामि। पूज्याय राघवेन्द्राय सत्यधर्मरताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनुवे। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विश्वितावहै। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskaram friends. At the outset, I have gone through the Isavasya Upanishad till the last week. And we also had the essence of Isavasya Upanishad. Isavasya Upanishad was the prime Upanishad, though it has got 18 mantras. The 18 mantras are having such of a perceived intellect, and it is one of the mystical Upanishad. It has given all the primary thoughts for all other Upanishads to expound. Though all other Upanishads are their own way, has expounded a great philosophy, great ideas. Most of the thoughts, primary thoughts, are from Isavasya Upanishad. They have taken that thought and they have further expounded, and they have taken it in their own way to expound the particular aspect of the thought. Basically, the Upanishad doesn't teach us anything new to us. We are living in this world, we have experienced ourselves so long, it is only giving us a guidance how we have to regulate our experience, how we will have to enrich ourselves, illumine ourselves. What happened is, right from the birth and to the current being, whatever we have done is trying to find out, because the curiosity is there always at every point of our life. When we were children, there was a particular type of curiosity to know the new things, to deal with the new toys. And once you grow up, you've got a different type of curiosity. Every time you try to get the new things so that it satisfies your mind, intellect, as well as your internal being, so you are able to move forward. And as you grow, you get matured. Every time, your aspirations changes, your ideas changes, your desire changes. You are trying to do whatever is possible within the framework of our life, what we call dharma, where, because within our means, without having any hindrance to others, whatever we can do, we have done as has been understood by us. What we have understood need not necessarily be the best, but of course we have done within our limited scope. That is why we are having the experience, what we call is our Bhaga of experience. Whereas the primordial supreme power, he is embodiment of all the knowledges, everyone's Bhaga of experience. That is why he is called Bhagavan or Bhagavanta. We are limited by our experience, by our conditionalities, by our own sort of understanding what we had all the while. So Isavasya Upanishad has taken us and given us an understanding that primordial power is everywhere in the world. There is no place where he is not there. Not only in this world, in other galaxies, whatever you can imagine, whatever your mind can imagine, he is occupying. There is no place. Ishavashyam idagam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. There is no place which is not filled with him. And the jagat is also inside him. See, he is the Virat Swarupa. All of us in the jagat, as well as Tavara Jangama, everything is within him. So that we can't say, because everything is within him, so we know everything belongs to him. So what we are doing is, Ishavashyam idagam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjitaha. Tena dattena is the understanding what we have. Whatever he has given to us, whatever grace he has shown to us, whatever benefits he has given to us, whatever resources he has given to us, our share, please be content with that. Bunjitaha. Save it. And then Yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena taktena bunjitaha ma kritat kasya sviddhanam. And don't covet for any other's property or any other possession. You be satisfied with what you have, and kashyas vittanam, the entire thing belongs to him. Nothing is ours. We are here till such time he has ordained us to be here, and then have everything and leave it as it is. It is for others, maybe your children or someone else who is deserving to be, whoever is there. We will do it. During this process, once we do it, we will not have any particular, it's a regulation. He has given it. Sarva vyapatva, sarva niyamatva. Because he has given a niyama and we are doing it and you do it. At the same time, he has also said, don't hesitate from doing your job. You will have to do your job. So if you are an engineer, you will have to do. If you are a doctor, you will have to perform. Or if you are in some other profession, you will have to do. And you have to excel in that. Why because the God has given you the intrinsic power to excel. But if you are not using it, God can't be blamed. God is there to help you. He has given you the entire sort of, when Krishna says, I am with you, He has the power, skill and the knowledge, with which you can excel. That is Krishna. It is not that some is outside, to give the grace and whatever you want. He gives you intrinsically the power, the strength. So that, what you do is excel. If you are cooking, be a good chef. Because you become a sort of role model for others. Others can follow you. Whatever you are doing, you will have to excel in that. In fact, if you see, now it is the season of Nobel Prizes. Every day it is being announced. 2-3 days before we got the Physics Nobel Prize announced, this is for black hole. Yeah, common man, you will be wondering what is that black hole is already known. Everyone is discussing so many articles, even the newspapers and the media who doesn't have any knowledge of black hole, they also talk about black hole. Why they have been given this Nobel Prize now and all. Actually, this concept, Penrose, who is one of the oldest, 89-year-old, he is a British. He has been awarded now. It is for discovery in 1965. It is almost after 60 odd years, he got it. The basic thing what we will have to understand is, Miss Penrose, for information, he has worked with Stephen Hawking, who recently passed away. The Stephen Hawking, though he was not a Nobel laureate, he was considered to be the best physicist after Einstein in this world. So he has worked with him. What has propelled these people to do it? And he has not expected any Nobel Prize when he sort of propounded his theory in 1965. He went about, he's on to so many other things. Last year, one gentleman was awarded a Nobel Prize at the age of 94. He was the oldest person ever to be awarded. When people went to him and asked him, because it is the basic sort of the digital technology, how chips are to be formed. He is the oldest person. He was in Bell Laboratories at the time. When they asked him, okay, see, that was important at the time. I am on to something new. I am doing that research. That is more exciting for me. Incidentally, they have given me Nobel Prize and all. It's okay, now they have given. It is not. Because he didn't take it seriously. Because he is into something else. Because God has given you to propel and use your knowledge, go on and enjoy your journey. Not to expect anything. If all these people have worked expecting a Nobel Prize, they would have never achieved the Nobel Prize. They never expected it. They did it as a matter of excellence. The point is, once God has given us faculty to enjoy and establish ourselves firmly in the knowledge, what we have gathered, and once we are going about it, why not we utilize that? The option is for us. And He has given you, there is no sort of end line for excellence. You can go on excelling. Even small thing, when you are doing, when you are making a coffee in the house, you can excel. I think once you are doing any small thing, you can excel. Once we do that, what happens is, your mind is brought to the present tense. When you are trying to excel, you don't fritter away, either oscillate to the other side or here, past or present or future. The present, the utter presence that comes to being. To excel, you have to work back and you have to go to the center of gravity inside you, to the presence. So you are not enlarged and your circumference go out of reach. So you are within the means and you are trying to excel. Excellence is what you are doing without attendant sort of infantile inferiority. The wonderful superiority anyone would long to achieve. That is excellence. Once you do that, why? Because once upon a time, if you see, the Bell Laboratories is not there. It is now a different entity altogether. It used to have more than 25 to 30 Nobel laureates in their laboratories. And all of them are doing the normal work like a manager, senior manager or something like that only. Why? Because the atmosphere was such. They were trying to always excel in that. Once the atmosphere is there, you do it. It is one example. But in our own case, our thought process, we can excel. Once we excel, once we get into the spiritual knowledge, it brings you to the utmost. All our problems, what happens in this world, once we come into, when you are, because we are as a faculty, as a human being, we are in this world which is full of geography. The thoughts always pervades us. Without thought, we can't exist. It is so, because we are human being, we are in this world which is Jagat. Jagat is geography. The thoughts will bombard you and all. Once it comes, you will always be thinking over so many other things and all. That's why when J. Krishnamurti went and gave a lecture in University of Berkeley, I think always, you should be thought-free and all. One scientist got up and asked, see, as a scientist, we have to always think. What is that? And you ask us not to think. You should be thoughtless. Then J. Krishnamurti answered him, look, when we mean thoughtless, first you are a human being, then you are a scientist. So as a human being, you be thought-free. As a scientist, it is your job to think on the particular subject on which you are supposed to be doing the research. As a human being, you will have all sorts of thoughts. See, once you allow it, because once you think, assuming, once you have grown, if some youngster comes, you will immediately, he says, sir, I am doing this job. But particularly your mind goes back. Now, I also did this job 25 years before. In our times, when we go back, it's not going to interest the young person. We might have done at that point of time. When you go back, what happens? You are relating to, relate your experience with others' experience. Once you do that, as well as, when you relate your happiness with someone else's happiness, once you relate your sorrow or your some obstacle you have faced with someone's obstacles, the entire raga, dvesha and all those things come. Once raga, dvesha, all these feelings comes about, it conditions you. It conditions you, it takes you out of your center of gravity, that is your internal journey, and takes you out. You are into a bigger circumference where you don't have anything to gain or anything to lose. You have got everything to lose. Because, once you go into, you are not able to, you are agitated. In an agitated mind, you will never find a solution. An agitated mind always gives you all sorts of, because unwanted thoughts, which you heard, or even if you have read in a novel, you will try to see, why this may happen, that may happen and all. To get all these things out, the thing is, you will have to come to the present tense. To come to the present tense, what it happens is, you try to excel whatever you know. Even if you are doing a puja, excel in your puja, little puja, because all of us are doing puja. We may be doing puja in our own way, but you try to, because the 10 minutes or 15 minutes or half an hour, whatever you are doing, you try to fully put your energy into this. Even a small thing, you are trying to put, arghya, try to give the arghya in a particular proper way. So that, you have a bliss, the way, the excellence with which you are offering, that excellence, He is working, that is God. And He is going to take that excellence, you are offering. So what we always have seen is, whatever we are doing is, we will have to submit it our upasana, and whatever we get, we will have to take it as a prasada. See, why prasada? Because why can't we not deserve it? You will deserve it. But what you are deserving, what you are not deserving, will not be decided by us, because we can't decide. That depends upon how far we are able to get across to our center of gravity, the internal journey. The internal journey, we have said, it is body, mind and intellect is the internal. The body, mind and intellect, and they are the one, who are controlling all the entire senses. This Upanishad is going to talk about the senses, how the controller of the senses is going to interact to enable you to make you fully illumined. You are going to be, if the choice is yours, if you want to take it to the highest level, I think some of us can be as enlightened as Vivekananda or some other great Mahans who have come into this world and showed us by their own experience as well as by their own living how life can be lived. But choice is ours. To go to that, finally we will have to prepare ourselves. It is the practice. The practices and those things are being enshrined in the Upanishad. By studying the Upanishad, understanding the Upanishad, what we are trying to find out is, whatever knowledge we have gathered, External knowledge is very much important, through which only you will be able to assimilate, and you will have to distill and get the clear idea as to what is the ultimate purpose of it. For instance, when as a human being we do everything with a purpose. Assuming morning when you get up until evening, nothing is without a purpose. You do it with a purpose. Do it with a purpose to satisfy the senses, or satisfy your obligations, satisfy your duties, or satisfy something which has to be done, because it is your sort of part of the duty to do it. We are doing like that. When we are doing it, once we bring the excellence part of it, once we focus on it, it allows you to get into the inward journey. And as a part of it, when you take a bath and go for a prayer, whatever way you do the prayer, that few moments, that brings in this sort of a spark for internal journey. Once you go into that, after that, without stopping that, in our great scriptures, even our acharyas and what they say, after puja, maybe after you take your food, at least you do some shravanam, you go through some scriptures, whatever, or some writings of some mahans, you go through. That gives you, I think that will give you sleep also, but incidentally, whatever you get, little bit, something will attract you, small sentences will attract you. Once you go into that, unconsciously it gets into the seed, as a seed in your mind. That seed grows. It grows, and over a period of time it grows in such a way, you are able to get your center of gravity, what we call is sakshi, or the seventh sense, or what we call the intuition, you are able to get it. Basically, the difference between the science and the spiritual life is, science is based on the intellectual achievement, but spirituality is based on your intuitional achievement. The excellence of intuition, what it gives. Why Mahaparival was to perceive if any person goes to him for what purpose he has done, or even if he has not expressed what is his problem, and give a solution. Because he was able to get the vibration. Because his intuition was so high, it's a divine. He was able to find exactly what spark it is there, and they were able to do it. I think we have shared earlier, Somerset Maugham and Ramana Maharishi, they were there for 1.5 to 2 hours without speaking a word. Because on that day, Ramana Maharishi was on Maunavrat. But Somerset Maugham, he came, he had a limited time, he wanted to meet him. But after 2 hours, he said he had a wonderful discussion with Ramana Maharishi. But people were wondering, they have not talked even a sentence across to them. The pure vibration. Somerset Maugham, he is not from India, he is from a different continent. He has come from a different context. But he was able to get the vibration of Ramana Maharishi for 2 hours and write a wonderful book on that. It is considered to be a reference for spiritual elevation. That is really because what we can achieve, if we want to, we can achieve quite often. And in our lifetime itself, we could have seen, sometimes even without expressing, someone would have said, I thought, because this thought came to me, I just wanted to verify you. And you would be surprised. He will be telling, perhaps what you have thought, the same person will be telling you. Those type of premonitions have happened in our life also. Maybe we may not be able to recollect immediately. It has happened. So this is the thing that happens once you are spiritually get into the journey. So Isavasha Upanishad guided you towards, giving how the God existence, and what is his nature of God, and the internal controller. He is present in each one of us, Atman, as an internal controller. When we say Aham, Aheyam, he is the one who makes us to feel Aham, me. So Aheyam, he is the primordial power inside us, operating us to make everything and to fulfill all our obligations and to get whatever is we deserve in this world. At the same time, Atman is one, it is a sort of, Asmat, in the sense, Asmat, Antaryami is Atman. And he is the one as an internal controller. He is the one who controls the entire Atman. The Atman gets the energy, Bimba Pratibimba, like sun rays, when it is reflected on a medium like a mirror, it reflects that rays. And we are the reflection of his rays. And he is the original ray. But we will not have the same quality of that ray. But then that spark has come from him. With this spark, we are able to do all our obligations, live in this world, fulfill our things and go about it. And we were supposed to always know what is the right thing, what is the wrong thing. Because you have to have both the knowledge always. Because only when you know something is wrong, then only you will be able to know what is right. So you will be able to know what is not a Big Bang, then only you will know what is a Big Bang. Likewise, that is always, the two paradoxes has to be known, then only you will be able to come to this. And this Upanishad, Kena Upanishad, which we are going to embark on the specific knowledge of what is Brahman, or what is it, the primordial power, how is sort of relevant to us. We have already seen, because he is relevant to us in Isavasha Upanishad. It gives us, how we can understand him. What is the way to understand him? How possibly inexplicable Brahman, how he can be made to sort of, we can apprehend him in a particular way. We can't comprehend him completely. He is so vast. We just can't comprehend him. All that we can do is we can apprehend him. Whether we can apprehend him as appropriately as possible, within our limited knowledge, within our conditionalities, what we can do, that is what it says. For this purpose, it takes us to certain extent of preparing ourselves. What are all we need to have before we have an understanding. This is the port of this Upanishad to start with. Upanishad has got two Shanti mantras. One Shanti mantra, what we have recited, that itself is the first Shanti mantra. One is Sahana Vavatu, Sahanau Bunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvina Vatitamastu Ma Vishvidavahehi, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. This is basically a Guru and Sishya when they are joined together, when they have come together. Once a Guru has accepted you as a Sishya, and once you have taken him at all the reference and respect him as a Guru, when all of them together, when they discuss, what they will do? Sahana Avatu. Sahana, we have become Sahas. We are no longer different. See, as a Guru, Sishya also become Sahana, both of us together. Avatu, Sahana Avatu. May him protect this brilliant, this relationship, one of the holy, respectable and sanctified relationship, sacred relationship with Guru Sishya. Protection against any impediment, obstruction, which should not come in our way. Something that would happen, the chain should not break. In those days, it is only Shruti. There was no books. First one, Guru will prepare you, your mind, in such a way you are able to get to the entire grasp of what is he telling. And he will give you his knowledge through Shruti by Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Three things. Shravana is trying to repeat it, understand the post office, like Pramana, Anumana. That we will elaborate once we go into that. Anumana. And then there are some other concepts are also there. Upamana, taking everything together. We will be able to identify Shravana and Manana. Once you have it, you will have to reflect upon it. Even after, when you are, almost it is like 24 hours. Once you are into it, you will go on repeating it. Like, when you are in a college, when you are in a new subject, it is engineering or science or chemistry or physics. When a new concept is taught, I think you go so excited about it. You want to see whatever has been written on that. Try to find what exactly. And if you have got a laboratory, you try to find how it is being proved in the laboratory and all. So, and even if before it is being taught, your curiosity grows to such an extent, your excitement is sort of unstoppable. That is unstoppable. That excitement will have to come together. Sahanau Bhunaktu. See, when we do it, it should not be drudgery. It should be enjoyable. It should give a bliss. The Upanishad is giving you to give the eternal bliss. Once you understand, once you internalize Upanishad, you will be always a blissful person. At any circumstances, at any place, wherever you are there, nothing will affect you. You will be in this world, you will be interacting with everyone, your family, others, whom you like, whom you don't like, whom you detest and whom you consider to be favorite. With everyone you will be interacting with the same dispassion. You will not be having any iota of raga, dvesha, anything, kama, moha, nothing will be there. This will be pristine, pure. You will not be affected. Even someone is trying to be insulting, saying insolent words, you will just wash it off. Because after all, the same internal controller in me is the internal controller there. For him, his upasana is to go little further. Therefore, there is no point in it. But once you go to the stage, no one will dare to come tell you those insolent words also. Because your personality will be that. See, no one can go and abuse Mahaperival or anything like that. Once you go in front of him, that entire sight is, so sort of, you feel so exhilarating. Your words will fail to come. You just surrender yourself. That is Sharanagati. So once an elevated Atma is there, Mahatma, and you surrender it, finally when you surrender it, it is to Paramatma. Once you give that attitude and all, nothing will affect you. See, there are so many instances, so many Mahans, they have got a way of imparting the knowledge to us. Sai Charita, you read, and yesterday also I got one Sai Charita excerpt from Amarnath. He wanted me to explain it some other class. Or your Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Ramana Maharishi. They will create a situation. They will not tell you by words. You will understand that. For instance, Sai Charita, one instance is there. And Sai was, he has come out of his meditation and all. One lady came, she was waiting for a long time, she came and he told, I am hungry, why don't you get some food? She felt, it is her great sort of God has given her a full blessing, so he wants some food. And she went back home, immediately prepared the food and brought her. Because she took, it's not like our time. She has to go and prepare the firewood, everything. She prepared it, sort of with all the love and affection she brought it. And Sai asked her to keep it in front of the child, Satya Sai Baba only. Then there was a dog nearby. He asked the dog to come and take that food. She felt a little insulted. Look, I have prepared all the food for you, and you asked me to bring, you are hungry. When I came, you are creating such a thing, because finally you are giving it to the dog. Then Sai said, look, like you are also a Atma, and the dog is also Atma. He has been without food so many hours. So when he feels hungry, I am also feeling hungry. I expect everyone to feel hungry. And then she understood. It is not that, because when he wants it, he nods for the purpose. That is when, you grow, you mature, your Atman matures. You are going into a different level. So that is how they try to do. And only three people, either, your guru can bring all these things, or some mystical person, who wants to impart without saying a word, he can do. Or in a lighter vein, your wife can create a situation when you will get the right knowledge or right understanding. So at that point of time, you don't have to everything, because if you are not listening to quite thing, a situation will be created, you damn well and understand that at that point of time. So that is only, this is a particular way of imparting the knowledge, and they are imparting the knowledge this way and all. The other than this, because the other knowledge is, what is the other knowledge? Because, the last line which it says, Sahaviryam Karavavahi. Let us have the full energy. Let's not have, because, when we, as a human being, we get laziness just strikes in. When you feel, ho gaya, bahut ho gaya. See, because if you see, because in north they will say the fog index is very high, nothing will go further. So let us close the day, that's what even in the meeting and all. Because we used to spend hours to finally make few minutes. That minutes will also not be looked into by anyone. And all that we would have decided is, when is the next day for the meeting and all. Otherwise, it is the sort of thing that happening. It is not like that. Let us make it enjoyable. Let us have the full energy. Body, mind and intellect, intuition and the entire focus being on there. So that we are able to get and we collectively learn together. And once the Guru imparts the Shruti and all, what he expects is, you reflect, you do it, and you propound your own thought, you expound. You are not going to be a follower any longer. All that you are going to get is, for that you get that Shakti. Viryam, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvina Vadidam Atitamastu. Tejasvina, let us mind be so brilliant. What we have learned be so brilliant. Like a sun of suns. So because even the Atman is referred to is the son of suns. So it has got, because we said, Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasya Apihitam Mukam. We have seen Ishavasya Upanishad. He is so resplendent. And with such a dharma, we have done all the upasana with dharma. We are requesting him to reveal his knowledge to us, his presence to us. To the extent I can apprehend. I can't comprehend. I can apprehend. I can have this. The unfoldment of the supreme power energizing Atman. Let us have, and let us not have Ma vidvishavahehi. Ma vidvishavahehi, let's not cavil at each other. Let's not have dogma. Let us not have anything disputation with us. For instance, all these Upanishads are original. Vedas are original. Or Samhitas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, of which the Upanishad is part of it everywhere in all the Vedas. They are also part of it. They are all original. But based on the Bhashya of this Upanishad, you have got Advaita, Visishta Advaita, Dvaita, Beda Abeda, Suddha Advaita, all these type of things are come. Don't go by any of the dogmas. Upanishad is the pure knowledge. When you want to get the pristine pure knowledge, because all the Bhashyas have elucidated, explained to the understanding of the people who are still to get it understanding and giving a particular line of thought. You can get into that. Even if you know that, if you are in that particular process, while you are doing with the Shishya or Guru, they were not having, any Dvaita or anything Advaita and all. They were all only going for the truth, the mere truth. We got the revelation of truth. For that, when we go there, let us have this effulgence, Tejasvina. When we get so illumined, once you are illumined, our mind is illumined, nothing can affect you. There cannot be any taint in your thought. Your thought will be so pristine, pure, distilled wisdom. Whatever you speak will be some sort of a wonderful words. It may not be a Upanishadic dictum, but it will be the word people will remember for times to come. Why we are quoting the great leaders like Mahatma Gandhi or anyone else, whatever they have said is the pure wisdom without any selfish content in that. Once you take out the entire, that selfish and unselfishness will come when you bring your mind, body, intellect to the uttermost presence. When it doesn't go any past or future, see, because it goes to the past, even relate everyone with their past. If you go to the future, you will try to relate with everyone in their future. Without any of these things, you are only coming into this. When you are trying to find this is what this, first without any dogma, don't have any dogmas. We are all datum line. See what they say, in the practices and all, you have to unlearn and all. Unlearn in the sense, take out all your conditionalities. Raga, because see, normally when we discuss or in sort of discussions, for a project or anything like that, always we think this guy is up to something, That's why he is telling like that. Let's not have all that, because here no one is having interest, because he is one who is controlling all of us. We are trying to understand him. We are nobody to him. Whatever little we are trying to apprehend him and try, because to elevate ourselves, because he has given us all the energy, he is trying to help us as a friend. He is also trying to help us as a sort of a great being, because he wants you to be a supreme being. But if you are not able to utilize this opportunity, I think, because he will not be able to help you. He is with you, he is sleeping with you, he is walking with you, he is riding with you, and he is always with you. It is for you to take the benefit of his presence and get the utmost benefit, what you can derive and getting into this knowledge. That is why, this first Shantipata, though it is from Krishna Yajurveda, Taittiriya Samhita, this is always recited everywhere. And for this Upanishad, this is the first Shantipata also. Because in this this particular Upanishad, it is in the form of verses. Few of the mantras are in verses. And afterwards, first two chapters are more in verses. It has got 4 kandas. First 2 kandas in verses. And the second and third and fourth kandas are in Prashnottar. It has got a narrative as well as it has got a question and answer. So with this, with the entire approach of the Upanishad will be there and all. And this particular Upanishad in particular, it is basically between Guru and Shishya, what they are talking about it. But as per our Madhvacharya's different and all, as well as the Upanishad is also mentioning it, it is the dialogue between the Chaturmukha Brahma and Sadashiva. See, Chaturmukha Brahma is the 4-faced Brahma. I think he is the supreme. He is going to be the Prajapatya. Isha Vasham Idam Samam, because when we say Ishana Pranada Pranaga Jeshta Sreshta Prajapati, when we say, in Vishnu Sahasranamam, is that Prajapati, that Chaturmukha Brahma. And Sadashiva. Sada is in the bliss. It is the discussion between them. What they are trying to tell is, when such an exalted soul, Bhagavans, when they are discussing, that will be the highest knowledge. But in all other explanations, they would have said, it is a Guru Sishya. Guru Sishya is not ordinary Guru Sishya, highly enlightened Guru Sishya. And what they are talking, what they are going to tell, and how the entire Upanishad pans out, we will try to see from the next session. In this one, we will try to understand this much. This Kenopanishad goes to try to make us understand the inexplicable Brahman to the extent we can apprehend within our limited capacity. As well, what are all the things we will have to do? It has also got a narrative of a story to make us understand the entire quality of the supreme power. And then it also tells us, it is to understand when you understood the supreme power, what are all the qualities we need to imbibe so that it takes us. It is sort of a one step further from Isavasya Upanishad, taking us to the direct concept of Brahman to enable us to understand what is Brahman. We will see, that is again a paradox. This entire Upanishad, it has got a lot of paradoxes. From the perplexing paradoxes, it gives you the dexterous discovery of the divine Brahman to extend what we can understand. That is the final objective of any study of Veda, any study of Upanishad. Every human being need to understand to elevate themselves. And we are on to this path. We pray to the Almighty that He sort of helps us to go about. We will once again recite the same Shanti Pata before we closing the session. In between, I will welcome any questions, whatever you would like to ask, so that you can ask, because I think I would expect Padmanabhan to ask me any question, whatever it is there. And so is Krishnan sir, Prabhu sir, and including Vidya madam, she can also ask. So I would like to hear from you, Mr. Padmanabhan, because we are all quite used to, for us, it is some sort of a old wine. You can just give us a new perspective as how you find this discussion, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And absolutely, anyway, I think next week, that's a very fine question and a fine sort of observation, sir. We will have it, and next week when we class, and first we will lighten a bit, Upanishad is though serious subject, and we will have to sort of, because once we get into sort of a common datum line, and we will be able to, we are trying to bring it, as much as possible with the anecdotes, as well as some sort of narratives, whatever it comes about. And we also go and try to quote from other scriptures, if it is of any help, not the purpose of just to know that scripture and understand that. We will do that. And we will look forward to a wonderful journey with all of you. Yes, Prabhuda, I think with this, can we close the session or anything you would like to say? And actually, it is a sort of, Padmanabhan sir, it is an exchange. If you have some good observation, good thoughts, you can always propound us. It is for us to share. It is the exchange. So it is, we will always exchange all our ideas with the grace of God. And we will talk about the grace of God to start with in the next session. What exactly does it mean? Thank you. Thank you once again. We will close the session with the Shanti Pata. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bunattu Sagaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you Padmanabhan sir. Thank you Prabhuda. Thank you Krishnan sir. Thank you madam. Thank you.